Morning, kids. Hope y'all good this morning. Well, we're back with day 2 in the topic of power. Not hot rod power. Anyway, so the question this morning is, how can I experience God's power working through me? We're going to open with Colossians 1, verses 27 and 29. Then we'll move on to 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. This is the secret. Christ lives in you, and this is your assurance that you will share in his glory. I work very hard at this, and I depend on Christ's mighty power that works within me. 2 Corinthians 12:9 reads, each time he said, my gracious favor is all you need. My power works best in your weakness. So now I am glad to boast about my weakness so that the power of Christ may work through me. The more you recognize your weaknesses and limitations, the more you need God's power at work in you. Strength can make you proud and self-sufficient. You don't feel that you need to rely much on God or others when you're very good at something or have great authority. That is why God often works through our weakness. If we let him, because there is no doubt that it is by his power, not our own, that the task is getting done. That's a good one, kids. It's a good thing. And I was trying to, that he's stronger in our weakness. We talked about that. I think it was in a Sunday, no, it wasn't a Sunday school deal, but it was in a Sunday sermon talking about that. This is where we find strength when we need it. You're trusting in the Lord. That is where we actually find strength, when we are down, when we are, when we need him most, he's there. But the key to all that is always needing him, always going to him, always staying in the word and staying in prayer and staying faithful and taking everything you have to the Lord, turning everything over. And we've talked about this. It seems to be a reoccurring thing. But something I think I was talking to one of the girls about. Is this only having prayer when you need something? It's like having that friend that only talks to you when they need a favor. Like, oh yeah, it's kind of bad. Things ain't going good. Lord, can you help a brother out? No. And of course, I ain't saying that God's sitting there going, oh no, man, you didn't talk to me first. I ain't doing nothing for you. No, because he don't sound like that. And it's not the way it works. But we don't need to get into habits of not being thankful and not, I'm trying to think how I want to put it. Well, I've said it before, it's not prayer is not like an ATM for when things are going bad. You're supposed to stay in there all the time. Give thanks for the good days. Always think of it like this. What if you only had what you thanked God for each day? So today, let's just say this morning, you had your morning prayers, or last night, or your night prayer, whatever, and you only thanked God you only got to have tomorrow what you thanked God for yesterday. That's what I was trying to say. What would you have? You might have nothing because you didn't do it, or you may have everything because you remember to do that. This is applicable here. The more you recognize your weakness and limitations, the more you need God's power at work in you. So recognizing your weakness, guess what? You're weak. We're all weak. We can't do nothing without the power, the wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb or the Lamb. We need Him always. So the sooner you realize that, kids, then better off you'll be. Don't be like me. Wait till a little later in life to really get in there, you know. And it's never too late. But why wait? Do it now. So I hope that made sense, because it made sense in my brain. We're going to close this morning with Philippians chapter 2, verse 13. God is working in you, giving you the desire to obey Him and the power to do what pleases Him. That's easy enough right there. All right, kids. Well, that was 2 days in the topic of power. Hope we learned something. Hope you retain some of that. I always go back. I'll tell you, I watch these things when y'all do. I've been pre-recording some lately just because of scheduling, but I actually go back and listen when they load up every day, and because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes my whole brain don't work right, and I have to listen to the next day to remember them. Anyway, so hope y'all enjoyed it, and y'all have a great day. Peace.